last thing I was expecting with Season of the Splicer was a new Trials of Osiris weapon. Yet here we are in today's video talking about a new Trials of Osiris weapon. A new Trials of Osiris weapon that is in fact available this weekend for 3 wins. Of course, we're going to be talking about the Shayura's Wrath and why you should get your hands on this thing ASAP. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can actually get the Shayura's Wrath, what the PvE and PvP god rolls are, as well as how this weapon stacks up against other SMGs of the same archetype. Before we do jump into it though, I just want to remind you guys that if you do enjoy my content whatsoever in today's video, definitely feel free to subscribe and I would greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video and let's talk about the Shayura's Wrath. So the Shayura's Wrath, of course, as I said, is the newest weapon to find itself into the Trials of Osiris, and this week specifically, lucky for you, it is the 3-win reward. So what does that mean? Well, that means that if you are the single worst person at PvP in the universe, you can get guaranteed 3 of these submachine guns this weekend. Go to Saint 14 and pick up the end game weekly trials bounty. What this bounty says is that basically you just complete matches, complete rounds, and by the end of the bounty, you will get the 3-win reward guaranteed. You can lose every single game and every single round, and by the time you complete this bounty, you will guaranteed get the Shayura's Wrath as a drop. Now, why exactly do you want this SMG as a drop? Well, there's 2 main reasons. The first of which we'll talk about is the PvE reason, and that's because this is the only non-sunset void submachine gun in the game. Like, you cannot get a void SMG in the game unless you get this one at this point. So if you are a PvE main, you want to pop those shields and nightfalls with great proficiency using a submachine gun, like with some artifact mods, then you might want to get your hands on the Shayura's Wrath. The other reason to get your hand on this weapon is that it's actually an insanely cracked 600 RPM SMG, and 600 RPMs are pretty damn good in PvP. I decided to compare it to an old favorite, the Antiope, on light.gg to kind of check out what the stats were comparatively, and a lot of people used to use this bad boy back in the day, and taking a look at the stats, the Shayura's Wrath absolutely crushes the Antiope in every single category. We're looking at 11 better stability, 8 handling, 5 reload, 1 magazine, 2 better aim assist, 4 zoom, and 5 recoil. So Shayura's Wrath is already looking really good on paper from that perspective. We go ahead and take a look at other 600 RPM submachine guns that are currently in the game, and of course we have the 7 Seraph and the Friction Fire, and not only is the Shayura's Wrath better in every single way in terms of what the stats are, but it's also got really good PvP perks that greatly complement the fact that it has really good stats. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rolls that you can get on the Shayura's Wrath. First up, the magazine. If you're playing PvP, you always want to go with accurized rounds. Now in the first column, you pretty much cannot go wrong if you're not going for like an exclusive god roll, okay? You got stuff like Killing Wind, which is going to give you more mobility and more range and handling after a kill. You got things like Tunnel Vision, which is a new perk. This says that after you reload, whenever you defeat a target, you get increased target acquisition and aim down sight speed. Dynamic Sway is going to help you control the recoil. Heating Up, final blows with this weapon will increase the accuracy and the stability while improving vertical recoil. And of course you have Quick Draw, which allows you to pull the weapon out faster. Now for the second column, you have the likes of Kill Clip as well as Tap the Trigger. And Tap the Trigger is going to help you out with stability. Kill Clip's going to help you out with dealing more damage. Now, what is the like exclusive god roll that you want to go with on the Shayura's Wrath, right? What exclusively should you be looking at? Well, this personally is what I'm looking for with my Shayura's Wrath. So I'm either looking for accurized rounds, obviously that's pretty much the only mag you want, Killing Wind, Tunnel Vision, and Heating Up in the first slot, and then Kill Clip in the second slot. Chances are though, you're not going to need Tunnel Vision nor Heating Up really as much as you think, because this is a precision frame and precision frames have really good recoil. So honestly, you probably want to go with just Killing Wind in this column if recoil isn't a, big factor for you. Of course, if you do have a hard time controlling it, then things like Tunnel Vision and Heating Up will help. But the overall best god roll for PvP for this weapon is going to be accurized rounds, Killing Wind, and Kill Clip. They play off of each other so well. You use Killing Wind to get that first kill and you reload, then you are met with not only more damage, but also more range, so you have less damage fall off whenever you are shooting your target, so that you can keep and sustain that amount of DPS that you were shooting at your target. So killing win, kill clip with accurized rounds, it cannot get much better than that. If you even look at the Shayura's Wrath with very specific roles, I'm talking full bore, accurized, and maybe even Adept Icarus if you get the Adept version, you can get the range of this weapon up to 100 if you have all of the factors correct. If you have the Adept version, if you have Adept Icarus, if you got full bore, accurized rounds, you can get insane range on this submachine gun, and to my knowledge, it's one of the only ones that can reach 100 range, which is absolutely ridiculous. And that's always a big thing for people in PvP of getting outranged when using SMGs, and this SMG doesn't really have that issue. Now, as far as PvE is concerned, there is a bit of an issue because this weapon doesn't have specific PvE geared perks. If I were to go for a role, you got things like Tactical Mag. This is going to help you out with your stability and reload speed as well as your magazine, so just pluses all across the board. For the first column, I personally would probably go with Killing Wind. That way you can kind of negate the damage fall off. Get a kill, you get the extra range. That means more damage at more range, and probably either Kill Clip or Adrenaline Junkie. Adrenaline Junkie is going to give you more damage for a grenade kill, so but Kill Clip you'll definitely get more use out of. But either of those, you know, those are going to be your only PvE perks that you're going to be able to find on this weapon, which is unfortunate since it is the only void element in the game currently. However, it having that element is a pretty big deal, and you might as well go ahead and cop it while you can, even if the PvE perks aren't looking too crazy. But guys, that's pretty much everything that I got to say about the Shayura's Wrath. I used this bad boy in PvP, absolutely clapped cheeks with it, and I've never even used a 600 RPM before. It's really good in PvP, it's got very good use in PvE, and it's free for everybody this weekend. All you gotta do is do your in-game bounty, you get 3 of them guaranteed, and if you do 3 wins on your 3 characters, then you get 6 guaranteed, and you can also turn in tokens for chances at even more of this SMG. But guys, that is it for the video. Just figured I'd throw a quick PSA up for all of you guys that might be looking out for this SMG and want to get it very easily. That's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the content, definitely feel free to subscribe and leave a like, but I'll see you guys next time.